where we share ideas and recipes on how to help you stay healthy naturally. And I'm your host, Grace Enamale is my name. And so remember to click the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to this channel, if you're coming for the first time. And so today I want to talk about common signs that you have too much toxins or a food is becoming toxic. In other words, common symptoms of toxic overload. And so what exactly is that talking about? It's simply saying that when waste are generated from in our body through the activities and metabolic activities, transport, all the activities that takes place during digestion, transportation, absorption, and all kinds of things that takes place in our body for our well-being. All those activities, waste are generated. During these activities, waste are generated. And if those wastes are not taken out, they become toxic. The body doesn't need it. They become toxins. They become like something like a waste, a problem to the body. That's exactly what we are saying. And there are times also when some foods are healthy. And that's exactly why I thought to go this live. This reason I want to say now is the main reason I came on live now. Now there are some foods that are healthy, very healthy foods. We're enjoying them, but over time too, they become toxic. And majority of us are not even aware that the body has had enough of it. The body doesn't need that food anymore at that point in time. So the more we are eating those food, the more we are no more getting the desired result. Instead, we are getting some signs. The body is beginning to speak to us that it doesn't need it again. Most seeds, healthy seeds, are in this category. But we'll talk about that later, or maybe towards the end of this. It's not going to be long. And so if you have just joined, I think I need to share this again. So you're welcome again. And so talking about the toxic overload. So yes, the reason why I came on live right now is because there are some foods that are healthy. I mean, one of the very healthy foods, and I said earlier that most seeds are in this category. And so these foods are healthy, but over time too, as we are taking them, they become toxic. But many of us are not aware. Not every one of us is so gifted to know when something has become toxic. And some of us continue to enjoy it because we have heard so many good things about that food. We have heard so many wonderful things about that food, and then we just begin to enjoy it. I know that fenugreek seed is one of such seeds because I talked about it in one of my lives. People are just rushing and celebrating fenugreek seed. It's one of these very wonderful seeds that if you continue taking it continuously and you are enjoying it for lowering sugar, you are enjoying it for losing weight, and you continue taking it, over time it becomes toxic. Many seeds are like that. Cumin seeds is like that. Cumin is like that. Yes. Rosemary is like that. Rosemary seed. And so many of those healthy seeds, tiny seeds, are in that category. But precisely in this very short time I want to spend, I want to give us most of the common signs that you look out for. Once you begin to get those signs, there is too much toxins already in your body. Or there is the food that you are already eating, enjoying, that is already saying, that your body is already saying, I'm okay, I've had enough. And number one of such foods, I've said it, is the grains. Then the signs we look out for, number one, headaches. When you start having headache frequently, all the time headache, and maybe you've not been having headache before. Maybe you are not You know, headache don't just come. It's not even a disease. It's just a symptom of an underlying problem. When you miss something, when the balance is lost internally, sometimes the head begins to ache. And so when you begin to have headaches frequently, it may be that there is toxins. That's not a final conclusion, but it's one of the signs that maybe there's too much toxins in the body. And you need to look at the toxic overload. And then another thing is when you start having fever. Yes, adults who could start having fever. And of course, in those years of ignorance, I used to have it. I can't remember, honestly, when last I had fever or I took medication. It's many, many years. I can't remember. Because then we didn't know when fever comes, we didn't know the reason. So we start running for over-the-counter medication. It's a warning sign. It may be a warning sign of toxic overload, my dear. And so you need to look into what you're eating again. You need to look into your diet. Maybe something is already too much and your body is saying, I don't want anymore. And this number 3 is very funny and it's very common, but often neglected, and that is body odor. Yes, that food that brought about the toxicity, it begins to smell even around you. Even when you are not eating it, it seems you're smelling it. Yes, you ate it in the morning, but afternoon or evening, it seems you are having a kind of an aura of it around you. What your body is simply saying is that food is already too much. Don't stop it. It's as simple. You don't need medication. You don't need, just stop it and start taking sufficient water. That's what you just need. When your body begins to smell like that thing. No, some people may ask about garlic. No, garlic is one food that is different in this regard, in the sense that there is something in garlic, the allicin, the sulfur, and some special that makes it naturally smell like that. Even when you bring it, the very first time you want to take it is smelling. It's already smelling the garlic. So it doesn't fall into that category. But then, even when you take it too much, I'm talking in terms of this category of this third one, I'm saying, when it begins to smell around you, your body, your nose. So some of you will say, could come and comment and say, garlic, which means garlic is not good for us. No, garlic is good, but it can also be too much. But when it's too much, it may not be that smelling around you or around your body that may be the sign. It may be headache. It may be heartburn. Yes, many of us complain of heartburn. And you usually will know. Usually will know when the garlic is too much. And then you may need to take a break. That is, you need to just break off some time. Of course, I often tell a good number of us that there are times when you need to take a break, no matter how good the food is. And then, what about sometimes when you start feeling like you're always going to the toilet? It may be a sign too. In as much as constipation is also a sign. But in the aspect of diarrhea, if you start experiencing frequent diarrhea, I mean every little thing you run to the toilet, or maybe when you eat a particular food, the next minute you are running to the loo, it may be that it's already becoming too much. And on the other side of it also is constipation. Chronic constipation is also a sign of toxic overload. And we must take toxic overload very seriously, because toxic overload becomes, it becomes more serious during the menopausal years. I'm talking of the women. When we enter the menopausal years, we begin to experience more of constipation. More of constipation, yes. And so we need to also watch out for chronic constipation. Maybe a sign that the body is already having, too much toxins in the body, and getting them out becomes a problem. There may be things that we may need to do, but we'll talk about that on another day, because I already promised us that this one won't be long. Whenever you are taking some food that are healthy, you need to watch out also. Don't just keep on, enjoying the food, maybe because people said it's good. Also be attentive. Be vigilant. Listen to what your body is also saying, because sometimes your body may be telling you something. And now I have found out that a good number of us don't even understand when our body is speaking. And so if they told you a particular food is good, is that this seed is good, is wonderful. When you start taking it, 2-3 days, listen to your body. When your body is saying, I've had enough of it, you should be able to understand and stop that food. And then take sufficient water. You don't need any medication. You don't need to spend your money, waste your time looking for medication. The body will naturally get rid of that excess that is becoming toxic. Your body will naturally, all your body needs water. I tell you that. Your body needs just water. Just bring in sufficient water for the body to clean off the excess toxins. And so these toxins, I said, is normal process that goes on a daily basis. As the digestion is going on and the many activities, just like a car engine, when the car is working, when you're starting the fume and everything, waste are coming out. And so it's not something we can stop. But we are even so much facing too many toxins in our days now. We're exposed to too much of it, too much. The air we are breathing in, the water, the fishes. As a matter of fact, the fish are even more toxic. I tell you, if some people, I do tell some, if you are trying to clean off toxins sometimes, you need to break off from some fish, because fish is even more toxic than any other thing we are using to cook. Most especially the fresh fishes that are not even well frozen. And so I tell you, for some time I've not used frozen fish, because they have the obvious sign of that toxicity. Sometimes some of them that are already toxic because of the water, the toxic water they have been in, and other exposures. When you consume that fish, some of you will attest to what I'm saying. You will attest to what I'm saying about fishes. When you eat that fish, your soup, after some time, look as if the fish that you ate 4 or 5 hours ago is even smelling in your nose. That's a sign of toxicity. That's why I came to tell us this during this life. And it's the reason why I cut off from a good number. In fact, it's a long time I ran away from fresh fishes. I tell you, for almost 2 months. I go for sardines with the oil. I remove the oil, all those tuna and the rest of it. I'm okay. Just remove the oil and take it maybe once or twice a week. Because most of those things we call fresh fish in the market, honestly, if not for whatever, meat is less toxic than them. I tell you, you can quote me. Meat is less toxic than those fishes. You can use your meat to cook soup, and after a week or two, you can still eat it. As long as the meat is very soft, you eat it little and enjoy it. But the fish, it will be smelling right there in your nose. You don't need any test to be carried out. You don't need any type of investigation to know that that fish is toxic and is introducing toxins to your body. Just stop it. That's what I did. I did it. I'm still searching out for fresh water or white fish. If I see that one, I may go for it. But for most of these ones, no electricity, poor electricity supply, and the rest of it, they are not well frozen. And even when they are well frozen, a lot of things. That's why I say we are so much exposed to toxins. And so it's important for us to know the signs. Remember the topic of this slide. It's the signs of toxic overload, symptoms. And one of them is this one I'm laying emphasis on, and that is eating something and smelling it. After you've eaten that thing for like 3, 4, 5 hours, most fishes are like that. You just be walking on the road or somewhere in your bedroom. The fish is smelling right under your nose as if you're taking it, as if you're eating it, or it's right before you. It means that that fish is bringing in toxins. If you are experiencing something like that with any particular fish or food, stop that food at the moment. You don't need to continue. It's an obvious sign that that food is already too much in your body and your body doesn't need it. It may be a healthy food. It could be a seed, it could be anything. But at that moment, that food is no longer needed in your body. It's becoming a problem. Your body is already oozing out with it. And remember I said, most seeds, remember we often say seeds are great, they are wonderful. Yes, most seeds are the ones that behave this way. And I even happen to, experiment. Cumin seed is like that. I said that before. Most of them, once you start smelling it, when you are not eating it, stop. Break off for some time. I'm not saying the seed isn't good or that particular food isn't healthy again. But for that moment, give it about a week or 2 weeks before you come back, so that it doesn't show you the ugly side. Remember that every food, no matter how healthy that food is, once you take it too much, it's going to show off the ugly side of it. That it happens with all foods. No one is left out. So when next you eat any food, and after eating it, you just discover that the food is smelling right in your nose, as if it's just besides you, then you cut that particular food that's smelling, that you are having the scent of it. You stop it for a week or 2 weeks. Let the body get rid of the excess that is already inside it. Because if you are not aware, you may continue consuming it. And then before you know it, it's going to cause some harm or damage in your body. That is the truth. And so there are some other signs. You remember, those who are taking alcohol know that alcohol behaves like that. And it's not good for you. I don't need to tell us. When you take alcohol, those that are taking alcohol, you see them smelling alcohol. That's a sign of toxicity. And some of them still take it. The body is smelling. You come close to the person that's taking alcohol, is smelling alcohol, all the body. That shows you that it's already taking too much. It's toxic. And most people that are habitually in it, that's how they are. When you come around them, it looks as if they're always taking the alcohol. Even when they are not, they've not taken it. The ones they've taken already still there. And that's why it used to cause liver damage. It can come from foods. It can come from even very healthy foods. It can come from seeds. Our much loved seeds are low in calorie. So we should be, we should have our eyes and our ears all opened when we are enjoying these foods, so that we don't fall victim of too much toxins in our body. And of course, when the toxins are there and we do nothing, it's going to start to create problems for our key organs. organs like the liver, the kidney, they are the ones that begins to suffer if we do nothing about those toxins. And so that is about that. Don't forget, you need to always be listening to what your body is saying. Whatever is saying, it can never go wrong. It's all for your good. It's common sense. There could be other signs, but these are the ones I normally observe, and I think many of us normally also observe. You don't have to wait for that damage to be done. Any food can become toxic. Don't say it's a healthy food, whether it's healthy or not. That's about it for now. And don't forget, all the healthy foods, all the natural foods are healthy for us. But we must remember that moderation is our rule. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more wellness tips and talks to help you stay healthy naturally. Most of them, remember, based on my own personal experience. Thank you for watching, and see you again.